Sandhya ma'am, I cannot see any parents on YouTube yet. So can you just send out a reminders telling them to join because it's already 9:30. Sandhya ma'am or Sushma ma'am, whoever is here.
Yeah, good
Yeah,
morning.
sure. Good morning. Yeah, give me about 2 minutes. I will get in touch with the concerned person to post it.
Okay, okay, ma'am, sure. Sandhya ma'am, any news? Because,
Yes, I have spoken to them. They said they're sending the SMS right away.
okay,
So let us give another 3, 4, or 5 minutes
surely,
time.
surely, because I can see only two of them right now. So,
All right. So maybe we should tell them that you're waiting for a few more to join or something like that.
yes, yes, of course.
Would you do that?
Okay, fine. But there are only two of them online, so I think you should send a message to the parent group.
The
So that,
message has already gone. I'm like, it's
right,
being sent by the admin.
no problem. Then we'll wait,
Oh,
ma'am, for about
yeah, because we don't
15.
have access. It's only the admin people, and I've
Oh,
already contacted
all
them.
right,
They
no
said they will
worries.
be doing it right away.
Okay, no worries.
Okay, ma'am.
Sandhya ma'am, I think we can begin. We have a few parents, but I don't think we should wait anymore because it's already 9:40.
Sure, ma'am.
Sorry, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, good morning to one and all present here. This is Sandhya Ramesh here. With great pleasure, I would like to invite each and every parent, faculty, and all who are present here today. We are gathered here today to reaffirm our commitment to nurturing not just academic excellence, but also the development of character and values that define who we are as individuals and as a community. In a world that is constantly changing and evolving, it is of utmost importance to cultivate values that serve as the guiding light in our lives. Our value education program goes beyond textbooks and classrooms. It aims to instill in each one of us the qualities that will shape us into compassionate, empathetic, and responsible citizens of tomorrow. Value education initiatives build stronger and healthier characters in children, parents, educators, and adults through 21st century human values and life skills education programs and products designed and delivered by role models. Value education designs and delivers customized characters education solutions to individuals, groups, and big groups ranging from tens to thousands through programs and products that are research oriented, relevant, and effective. Value education plays multiple roles, including curriculum designers, content creators, surveyors, and researchers, operational planners, program deliverers, assessment administrators, and impact auditors. As we embark on this journey together, I encourage you all to actively engage in the discussions and activities that lie ahead. Share your thoughts, ask questions, and embrace diverse perspectives. The strength of our value education program lies in the collective wisdom and experience we bring on the table. I'll be handing the session over to Riddhi Preetham, Program Coordinator at Value Education Initiatives. Thank you all for being present today. Over to you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you so much, ma'am, for that amazing introduction. And thank you all for the parents. I know it's a Saturday today, and but thank you so much for being here. Before I say anything, I would just like to show you all a video. So please allow me to share my screen.
You require solving the problem, having the courage, having the curiosity to learn, having persistent follow up, and most important is humility. It gives me a great pleasure to come to the school because normally we get lot of invitation. Our foundation gets 5,000 to 6,000 invitations in a year, but I choose the school where something is new. I would like to come and visit. Their idea, it really appealed to me. For a teaching family, a new idea, a good school means a lot.
Let me introduce you to Val-Ed Initiatives, an organization devoted to building stronger and healthier character in children, parents, and teachers. Dear parents, no one is born with character. Everyone takes the responsibility and builds it over a period of time through the choices, education, and the environment that they are in. Our education requires our children's hearts to be educated as well, and that's what we do. Through scientific and innovative methodology, we are leading a new brand of education which is helping raise happy, successful, and meaningful children who live lives of purpose. In short, children with character. Our organization has been working on this for the last 10 years. We've worked with millions of children, parents, and teachers across the country in 17 states. We bring the best of all these practices to your school today. I'm very happy to introduce to you Saksham, a program which is long-term, continuous, and devoted to the character development, values development, life skills development, and social emotional learning development of your children. Do you remember when you were in school, you had a subject called moral science? Something which you and I didn't take very seriously. It was a graded subject. It was almost a free subject for some of us. But today as adults, we've realized if one has to be successful in life, our materialistic and technical knowledge can only take us so far. It's what's in here that really matters. So what makes Saksham so special? Let me give you 5 reasons why Saksham is a seismic improvement and an advancement over traditional moral science education. Number 1, the curriculum and the content that is covered in Saksham. We've taken modern evidence-based science of character development. An example is from child psychology, from counseling, social emotional learning. We took all of it together. We took fables and stories from different cultures. We mixed both of them up and we came up with something which is scientific, creative, fun, engaging, and time-tested. Number 2, our teaching methodology. After years of research, Saksham has developed an indigenous model of character education which is based on the 4 pillars of learning: experience, reflection, realization, and transformative action. With these 4 things coming together, you see that not only are children's learning interesting, but they are long-lasting
Good morning, parents. I think we all know technology doesn't always be with us, right? Which is why it's more important that human values are taught. Nowadays, that you see that there's so much of AI and everything coming in, this is a proof that, that if you rely too much on technology, it is bound that, sometimes it gives us unexpected situations, right? So I am Tanuja R, and I will be the facilitator for this session. Good morning to all parents and all the staff of NPS Agara. And I would begin my session by appreciating you for making it on an early Saturday morning, right? And that itself is a testimony to the fact that you, how much concerned you are about the well-being of your children, right? And I would kudos to NPS Agara for believing not only in educating children career-wise, but also, making them capable of building a purposeful and meaningful life for themselves. So I would tell parents that you're actually in very good hands for your children being in NPS Agara. And to give a brief introduction about myself, as I said, I am Tanuja, and having worked as a software engineer for close to 10 years and a mother to two lovely kids, just when I had quit and I was, looking for doing something more meaningful, doing something purposeful, that's when I chanced upon Val-Ed Initiatives and its unique vision of, making children strong in their character, and the way they approach and the way they try to imbibe these values in children is what led to my association, which led to my association for, which has been close to 3 years now. And I have to tell you, the journey has been nothing but an amazing journey of learning and sharing. And I have to tell you, there's so much that you get to learn from children as well. With that introduction, I know that, values and life skills is something that we are getting to hear more in the recent years, right? Why is it that? Like, we did have values back when we were growing up, right? But then we see that there is more emphasis on values and life skills in the recent years. The reason, the way I see it, I think, the hardcore lines which used to be so evident on, demarcating what is right and what is wrong, that is fading away, which is confusing our children to know what is right and wrong. And also, if you look at children of this generation, I think, back when I was a child, if my parents would say, okay, you're not supposed to lie, it is not a good thing to do. And what I would do, or what most of us would do, okay, my parents are saying, so this is what I need to follow. But kids of today, they do things only when they feel it is the right thing to do. They do not like to follow something just because somebody asked them to do, right? But is that a wrong thing to do? But I think that is the right way to go forward, which is something that I'm learning from kids of this generation, right? I see myself as a child where I probably followed something just because somebody said it is right or wrong, without thinking, without applying my own, knowledge, or thinking whether it's right or wrong. But today's kids, they want a logical explanation. They want to know why they need to follow something, right? Which is in fact good. So what do we need to do? We need to change our approach, the way we try to imbibe values in children, right? When we make children to think, to analyze, to relate to a particular experience, that is when it is going to build the conviction in them to follow what they feel is right? So it is not that they follow what you say is right or wrong. It is something that they follow which comes from their heart. So that is going to stay with them for a very, very long time, right? And also, we talk about Val-Ed, when we talk from our end, we try to imbibe 21st century values and life skills. So why do I call it 21st century values and life skills? Let me give you an example, right? So we have been hearing a lot of value, like you might have heard of self-love, right? Which is a good thing, right? Which means that you should care for yourself. So this value, because of the influence from media, because of how things are portrayed, instead of self-love developing into self-confidence, self-esteem, and standing up for yourself, it is being portrayed as being self-centered, being selfish. Now you see there is a lot of difference when you say self-love and selfish. Now the children are somehow these negative manipulations of the original value are finding its way into children's heart, right? So it is the right time that we as a team, all the stakeholders involved in the development of a child, which is parents, teachers, family, all of us, it's the time that we all need to get together so that we try to imbibe the right values in the children, right? Now you might have a question that, we all teach values to our children at home, right? That's what families do. We do tell them about values. So to give you an example why we need to have this coming from school or coming from a space which is not from their family is, I have a son who goes to 6th grade. So not long ago, when I was working, right? So I used to be really busy, trying to handle both work and children. I have two, as I said. So every day, by the time I used to come home, he used to mess the room like anything. So everything, everywhere, he just used to throw things. Now, me being a value education teacher, when I try to tell him that, in a nice way, that, that you see that I work so hard and it just would take 5 minutes for you to just keep your things at their own place so that, I don't have to spend so much time cleaning up your room. No matter how much ever I tried to put in this gyan inside his small mind, he would, not give in at all. He would not, that whatever I said, it looked as if it was just going in the right ear and just making an emergency exit from the other ear. And I didn't know what to do. One day when I came back from office, I was surprised to see, for a change, that the room was completely clean. And then when I was like, it was in fact a shock, not a surprise. So I went and asked my son, why, how come you, cleaned the room? And he just said, you know what, today we had an activity at school where we were supposed to write, we were supposed to discuss and write about the different things that we do to help our parents in our own little way. And teacher also told me a story about, about a parent, we also discussed about how parents work so hard and how how they try to juggle time. And so this, when he said, when I heard that, I thought like maybe they will all, he saw his friends, all of them also telling how they help their parents, right? So he said, when I heard all of them telling that they were doing those small little things which were helping their parents, I thought, maybe I also should help. So you see, when I told it for so many years, I'm sure all of you can relate. This happens, right? When you try to tell something, children don't, somehow that doesn't get into them. But when it comes from an experience that they get to do by themselves, like the activity in school, that is when, it has that impact in the child. Which is why I would say that we together, all of us together here, will take a pledge that we as a team will try our best. As a team, all of us will try in our own way to imbibe and let the children inculcate these values, right? For this, we have a very small model that we have found it to be successful, of what each stakeholder can do in this journey of values. So let me share a small presentation which just lists out what each of us can do to help the child have this beautiful journey, right? So let me share that screen with you. Are you all able to see my screen? Okay, great. So it's a simple 4-5-6 model where we just chalk out what each stakeholder can do in his own little way to bring that impact in a child, right? So what are the 4 things for teachers to do? We also believe that values is not something that has to be, of course there is a particular class where values are being taught, but it gets reinforced, re-emphasized in children's heart if every other subject tries to imbibe the same values in their own way, right? Example, probably you're talking about kindness, you're talking about sharing. A great way to include that value is in your math problems, right? In your math problems, if you can try to bring in that value, saying how much you can share, right? Or you can show, there's a way that you can show teamwork, wherein you show that if there is a work that needs to be done, how much that each of them can contribute in terms of percentage, right? How much that each of them can contribute for that work to be done, right? And also, you can bring in through science, where you can probably tell that how in our environment everything is happening in unison, everything everybody tries to help each other, which is why life is possible on this planet, right? So it is very much it would be really helpful if every teacher is made aware of the value that is being taught in that particular week. As you all know, we have Saksham value class once in a week. So if you are aware of that value that is taught in that week, I request all the teachers in some or the other way try to reinforce that value through your subjects, right? And also we conduct events every 3 months once, which is a great platform for parents, teachers, and children to be on one platform where they get to do things which makes them realize a lot of things. It's a platform for you to share with other parents, teachers on different perspectives of values, of how a child has been doing in the class, or what are the issues that they see, right? When you see others sharing, that is when it clicks, you feel that that is being attended to. And how about having a value based practice that you can follow in your classes for teachers? I'm sure if I say imagine having a scream free class, I'm sure this is something like an ideal class a teacher can think of. That is possible. That is when the children feel that they are being listened to. We always feel that we need to be listened to, right? But when you given that feeling to every child that they are being listened to, right? Giving them constructive feedback, inquiry based listening, all these techniques can be used to make that ideal classroom possible, right? So with that, what are the 5 things that parents can do in this journey, right? Every week, whenever, either on the same day that the value class happens or during the weekend, please check with the child as to what happened, what did they get to learn. And it is a great opportunity for you to share your life experience as well. Children connect to experiences more, right? When they see their parents also having gone through a similar situation related to the value that is being taught, that makes a huge impact. And also, all children are given Saksham journals, and there is a parent corner where parents need to fill in, about their experiences. Please do contribute and add in so that your child gets a better perspective. And as I said, events are a great platform for parents. Children also, right? Children, obviously, they are our main heroes and heroines here. So children, parents, and teachers to come together. Please do not miss any events, and please be part, for us to know whether, the approach that we are following is making the right impact. The only way for us to know is assessments, right? To know, whether we are able to bring that particular change in a child. So please be part of all the assessments and measures. And through our Saksham platform, we also give you an update, monthly update of, what's happened in the class, what they were taught. So please keep yourselves updated so that we can, make this beautiful journey. Right now, what are the 6 things for children to do? And I would like all of us to emphasize that one thing, that whenever we have a value education class, most of the times that I have seen, some people come with the idea, okay, maybe it can be used to, please use it for completing your notes, pending notes, or use it for something else, right? So please try to put in that value in your children, that this is an important class for them, right? Not for anybody else, it is for themselves, and they need to attend these classes on a weekly basis. And always, when your thoughts or whatever comes, it's always more clear when you try to put it in your own words. I know children, small children of first and second standard may not be able to write in a way that maybe elder children can write, but whatever is being taught, it is very important. This is a very small skill that they need to learn, where they make notes, right? Why do they make notes? Because when you try to put in your thoughts, it gives you more clarity. So please ask them, children, to use the journal, fill in all the columns in whichever way that they can. It doesn't matter. We are not checking English vocabulary, but we are trying to get in their thoughts. And what the CTA that we give, which is called call to action, which is what actually I would say is very different in Val-Ed initiatives, where a lot of us see movies, or we read things in newspapers, we get inspired, we feel that, okay, this is what needs to be done. The thought is there, but how many of us are able to actually bring in that change in our life, right? So it's not just enough to give an experience to a child. It's not just enough to allow them to explore, but to take action on that, to bring that change in you, right? That is what we try to do through something called CTA, wherein it is based on the values that they've learned in the class, where they try to implement the values in their little way, right? And children definitely have to be part of the assessments. And for grade 4 and above, we usually do the project-based learning, wherein they get to get involved in projects where they feel that they are contributing to the society around them in different ways. It could be like a small campaign that they do, a small awareness drive, or it could be a donation drive, anything that children decide, and they get to be part of this, where they are once they get that affirmation, that they can actually bring about a change, that is when it motivates them to think about big things in life. And it is the right age, the smaller age of grade 1 and 2, I think it's the right age to actually sow these seeds. It is the right age. There is a saying in Kannada, Gidavagi baggadu maravagi baggite. I'm not sure exactly what it translates exactly to in English, is what you cannot manipulate or bend when it's small plant, cannot be done once it is a tree, full grown tree, right? So it is very important that we try to put in everything right packaged when we sow the seeds itself. And I would request, obviously, children, please do bring in your parents, and you have to be part of these events, and you will realize for yourself that this is a fun activity. And once you attend an event, I'm sure you will wait for the next event, and you will definitely not miss the event. Right? With that, so those are some of the things that we would request each of you to contribute in your own way. Now, as I said, so I took an example of my child, right? He cleaned up the room that day. So did it continue? Well, it did for a few days, but then he again went back to his own routine, right? So what happened? It is because values is not something that can be done in one day, right? Today I'm going to teach about honesty, so I expect my children to transform, and from tomorrow they're going to be honest, right? That is not how it is. It is something that has to be developed, right? It has to by reinforcement, by reinstating, and these values are all connected in their own different way, right? So it's important that we develop these values year on year, week on week with the different values that we try to teach them, this is a developmental phase, right? So maybe you don't see any changes. So it is a long-term investment that we are doing to make this value to be a value to become a character of a child is a long journey, right? So through our curriculum that we have developed with careful consideration with the management of NPS Agara, keeping this in mind, we have come up with a curriculum that is best suited for your children. So let me give you a glimpse into what would be covered for your children, right? So let me again share and let you know what exactly your children will be learning. So is it visible? All right, great. So this is what we have for, sorry about that. For grade 1, what we have is the values that we concentrate on is, just a second. Yeah, the values that we are concentrating on is communication skills, right? As you all know, I'm sure all parents agree, this is something that we need to develop even today. I have things to learn, right? Communication skills is a value that you probably learn all through your life, and it is so important, right? In so many ways, be it in your family relationships or be it in work, be it in school, this is something which is very core, right? So this is the age where they're trying to communicate, where they're trying to communicate in a different language, and where they are communicating with different people, not just their family. So it is the right age for them to learn how to communicate, what is important in communication, right? Just to give you a glimpse into it, like what you feel is communication is about talking, right? But listening is a major part of communication skills that many of us, even adults, fail to understand, right? So we bring in all that, and it's a very deep value which they will learn year on year. So we try to sow the seed at the right age, which is grade 1, through communication skills and teamwork, right? They all need to understand that they have to be, whether they agree with someone, they don't agree with someone, probably they don't get along on a personal note, but in order to achieve something, we cannot work alone, right? We have to work in teams. So they will try to understand the importance of it, how to work in a team, and why to work in a team as well, right? And for all of this, the base value is empathy, right? When you are not able to understand others' feelings, when you're not able to understand others' emotions, others' opinions, no other value will actually fit in, right? You will not be able to communicate, you will not be able to work in a team, and you will not be able to do so many things if this base value is not there, right? So which is why it's very important that this value is imbibed in children, right? And the life skills that we will concentrate on is students will be able to follow instructions and rules, even though they question, for everything as to why I should do that, right? But they should know that in a public setting where there are rules made, they need to follow it. So we try to imbibe that life skill in children, and to my worry of my child not, keeping the room clean, right? So that's a major concern that I'm sure many parents have. So we have tried to attend that by, allowing children to have fun, arranging their cupboard, organizing. Imagine them be going creative with that, trying to find different ways of how they're going to place their toys, their books, their clothes, how they're going to arrange that, right? So we try to tell them that, okay, it's a fun thing to do, which probably will all parents will appreciate, which will probably reduce a lot of time for them, right? For grade 2, we concentrate, again, as I said, values as something which are built upon year on year, right? Respect to their age. So now what I teach for grade 4 for teamwork may not apply to a grade 1 child, right? So we need to bring down to that level of a child, their understanding at that level, and try to build on these values. So we again, for grade 2, we are concentrating on values like teamwork. And as I said, along with empathy, the major, another value is patience, which we see that is missing in a lot of kids these days, right? That they don't have patience. They want to get things done fast. What comes to their mind has to be done immediately. So this is a very important value of patience, and we concentrate on discipline. And when you talk about honesty, right? For honesty, for children to be honesty, I think the base value for that is they need to have the courage to face the consequences of honesty. You see how every value is related to each other. And for this, they need to be mindful, which is about they knowing about themselves, right? So many times children behave in different way because they do not know how they react. They do not know their emotions, which is why we try to bring in this awareness through mindfulness. And students, as part of life skill, we will try to make them do activities which will help them become confident when they are performing in front of a group. And also, we try to bring in that, these days, it is very important that they have respect for their mother tongue. English is something I know they will learn, they will definitely master, and that is already being attended to. So we also, encourage them to, every other language that is a feather in your cap, right? So you should probably, you should be proud of your mother tongue. And we also try to introduce the basics of public speaking, just the basics from where they can start off. So this is to give you an idea of, I hope you got a fair idea of the curriculum that we're going to follow and the values that they're going to learn through the Saksham classes, right? Again, as I said, for a value to become a character, it is a journey for which all of us need to reinforce and reinstate in our own little way, so that children make that decision for themselves, that yes, I feel this is the right thing to do, which is why I will do it, right? Now, we have the curriculum that we have. So now I would request Riddhi to, let me see if Riddhi is online.
Yes, yes, Tanuja, surely. I will be posting the link on the chat. Just give me a...
So this is basically a Google form wherein we just want to know that from each parent, what do they think are the 3 most important values that they feel that your child has to have. For a grade 1 and grade 2 parents, what do you think, according to you, what are probably the 3 important values, according to you, you feel that children should have imbibed by this age, or children should inculcate in themselves at this age? It should not take more than maximum 4 minutes.
So the link has been posted on the chat, parents. So please have a look at the link. Click on the link. It's going to take you about 1 or 2 minutes to fill it up. So we will wait for about maybe 2-3 minutes for the parents to fill it up, and we will assess the analysis. Yes. Thank you.
So we will wait. We will give parents that time to think and probably let us know, because we need to be on the same page, as I said, right? So we just want to know what are the values that parents feel is important for their children. So we will wait for 2 or 3 minutes so that we do get the responses. Yeah, I hope all the parents are able to see the link. It's on the chat window. It will not take you more than 2 or 3 minutes maximum. It is just for us to get an information as to the values that are important for you, that you would want to see in your children. I request all of you to just click on that link and you can start filling up the so we will wait for to get the responses, and then maybe I can share with you on an average as to what are the 3 most important values that parents of NPSA feel that they need to have in the children.
We've received only one response so far. So requesting the parents to please fill up the form. It's going to take you just not even a minute. We shall probably wait for about at least 3 or 4 more responses and then we can proceed. We have only 7 responses. Tanuja, should we continue or do you want to wait for another minute?
Okay, while they are filling up, let me just share a interesting story with you, which should give you some time to probably fill that up. So let me share this interesting story about a person who, is attending an interview. All right. So he is well educated and his resume looks amazing. And, he's done very well in his education space and he's attending the interview. Right. So as he enters the room, he is able to answer all the questions that the interviewer has for him. And, when they meet up, actually, first they shake hands. And then, the interviewer keeps asking questions for which he has all the answers because he's done so well and he's so confident about what he's learned. Now, once all the professional whatever questions are done, the interviewer just starts asking about his family, to which the person replies that that he actually lost his father at a very young age, and it was his mother who raised him to be such a good at academics, right? So he asks, so what does your mother do? Is it that you were really rich, that that you were well off? But the boy replies that what, actually my mother she started to we were not that rich, and my mother would wash clothes every day. She was doing laundry for people, and she managed to somehow afford for everything that I've done till today, right? When the boy replies this, the interviewer just asks him to show his palm. right? He just asks him to show his palm. The boy, confused as to why is the interviewer asking me to show my palms, and he shows his palms. The interviewer looks at his palms, touches his palms. His palms are so smooth and so silky. And then he says, you know what, you just go back home, and I would want you to look at the palms of your mother. All right. And then you come back, and then you will have your job. Right. So I'm not going to offer you the job right now. You just need to go back home, look at your mother's palm, and then come back to tomorrow, and then the job will be yours. And then he also asked one question, that do you know, or have you ever washed clothes? And to which he said, no way, I never did that, because I was busy reading. That was what I was supposed to do. My mother was doing all the job. Right. So he goes home, and then he asks his mother that, just show me your palm, right? Show me your hands. The mother also looks very surprised. Why is my son asking me this question? But anyway, she shows her palm, and then he feels her palm. He sees that it is absolutely so pricky. Her hands were so rough. And then there were also little bruises that he could see on his hand. As he touched those bruises, he could hear her mother wail in pain, right? She didn't make it a loud noise. She didn't want her son to hear, but he could see that pain in her eyes. And then he immediately understood why the interviewer had asked him to actually ask his mother to show his palms, right? All these years, he only concentrated on studying. He never realized how much of pain that his mother went through to actually provide him with this life, right? And then he goes back and he tells the next day, and he thanks the interviewer, and he tells, today I learned 3 things. I learned appreciation. I understood how my mother actually worked so hard and did not even make me realize, that how hard that she has been working for. And I also learned to give it back. Right? I need to now make sure that I keep my mother in the best possible way. Right? That seems to be a really touching story, but it should make us wonder, sometimes as parents, we are so much into giving our child all the luxuries of life, right? We're giving and giving and giving, but in this process, we are actually forgetting to teach them to give, right? We are only in a way of being really this parent who wants to be the one who provides everything to their child, the best to their child. We are in a way taking away that experience of life from them, right? What wrong is it if you include your child in your journey, right? If you make them aware of the struggles in your life. Have you heard struggles is what makes a person strong? So we as parents, we are trying to, in the pursuit of keeping them safe, in the pursuit of, giving all the happiness in life, we are forgetting to teach that they need to learn for themselves how to be happy in life, right? It is very important that we not only give to them, but also teach them how to give to others, right? And I'm sure all of you do agree that there is a greater joy in giving than receiving, right? For the benefit of the good of children, I think all of us should let them experience those small little things in life. It's okay. The struggle is what is going to teach them so many values in life, which is not possible through words. So let them have that experience. Give them your back, but do not take away the beautiful experience of life from them in the pursuit of being the perfect parent. There is nothing called a perfect parent, first of all, or nothing called perfection at all, right? So let's not take away the joy in pain, right? So let's give them that opportunity to explore values for themselves. So with that, let me see how many responses that we've got. All right, so I think we have around 9 responses. In the interest of time, I will have to share those responses that I have. So let me share what we have got. from the parent fraternity as to what they think is very important. So this is what we have. 1 second. Yeah. So for grade 1, the top 3 values that you have chosen is, okay, we have respect, sportsmanship, and discipline that you see as the top 3 values in your children for grade 1, which is great. Yes, we hear of so many instances, right, where you children are so sensitive to things when they don't win at something. Like the main thing that they have is they have to win everything, right? But they fail to understand it is the participation, it is the experience that they get from being in that event, which is a learning path, right? Failure is actually a way, it's a stepping stone of success. It is something that is allowing you, giving you another chance to probably be better at things, right? And the top 3 life skills that grade 1 parents have chosen is time management, okay? Time management, and we have problem solving, and also active listening, which is so true, so true, that children need to be taught to listen. And it is a great skill, not just for children, but even for adults. As I said, listening is a very, very important skill, right, which gives you that window to learn so many things. Now grade 2 parents have chosen, okay, what I see is empathy, courage, and discipline as the top 3 values that they feel is important. And the life skills, again, is time management, communication, and through communication, conflict resolution. Absolutely, right? That is something that all of us deal with and all of us learn every day. Thank you so much for those responses. And with that, I would like to say, let's all hit on that journey, and let's make our children as a team saksham, which actually means capable. Saksham is a word in Sanskrit, and the meaning of it is capable. So let's all pledge today to be one unified team to make our children saksham of carving out a beautiful journey of life for themselves. So with that, I would like to hand over to Riddhi.
Yes. Thank you, Tanuja, for that wonderful session. I expected it to be a little more interactive, but that's okay. And thank you, parents. I know today is a Saturday and you all would have had so many other things to look into. But thank you, whoever was present today. Thank you so much. So with that, ma'am, Sandhya ma'am, I would like to hand it over to you. Maybe you can conclude the session and we can be done for the day. Ma'am, you're in mute. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, sure. Thank you so much for that, Riddhi. So, to all our esteemed educators, I extend my heartfelt gratitude for your dedication and commitment to molding the hearts and minds of our students. Your passion for imparting knowledge and values goes beyond the call of duty, and we are all truly grateful for your tireless efforts in shaping the leaders of tomorrow. Let us remember that value education is not confined to these sessions alone. It is a lifelong journey, a continuous process of learning, unlearning, and relearning. The values we learn here will serve as a compass that guides us through life's challenges and triumphs. As we delve into this program, let us commit to fostering an atmosphere of mutual respect and understanding. Let us embrace the difference that make us unique and use them as stepping stones to build a more inclusive and compassionate society. So let us embark on this value education program with open hearts and open minds. Together, we can create a world where compassion, integrity, and respect for one another become the pillars that uphold our society. Thank you, and let us begin this transformative journey together.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, everyone, for being present today. Thank you.